Oh yes. Today we're gonna be talking about carrots. It's one of the most well-known vegetables out there, but how much do you really know about carrots? So carrots were first domesticated over 1,000 years ago in Central Asia. And back then, they actually used to eat the carrot tops instead of the actual root. And they did this because wild carrots back then were much smaller, they were woodier, and they were super bitter. It took centuries of selective breeding to get carrots to what they look like today. The legend goes that the Dutch actually started selectively breeding orange carrots to honor a royal family called the House of Orange. All right, so carrots are considered a cool weather crop, and here in Zone 9B in Florida, you can grow carrots anywhere starting from September all the way up to March. I started these back in November, and it's the beginning of April now, so I'm pushing that 120-day mark. So these cannot wait any longer. We need to pull these out of the ground now. One of the most important things, if not the most important thing with growing carrots, is the structure of your soil. So you really want to, at the beginning of the season, before you put your carrots in, you really want to use like a garden fork or maybe your hands and loosen up that 6 to 10 inches of soil so that it's nice and loose and water can drain properly from it. And that's really gonna help you along the way. One thing to know is that carrots do not like to be transplanted. Most root crops don't like to be transplanted. So direct seeding is always the way to go with carrots. And seeding is pretty straightforward, as you can see here.
So I'm on my balcony doing this carrot seeding demo, but this method will work whenever you're direct seeding carrots. So the general rule is the size of the seed dictates how deep you plant it. And carrot seeds are pretty small, so you don't want to plant it too thin. I would say create a hole or like a line no bigger than a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. So after you make a good line at a good depth, you want to generously sprinkle the carrots into that line. Carrot seeds are super cheap, so don't worry about wasting carrots. The whole idea is that we're going to thin them out later. So after you're done with that, put a little soil over them. Some people like to sprinkle the soil. I just pushed the outside soil to that middle part and pat it down very gently. Once you do that, you just want to give it a good watering so that everything is nice and settled in. So I want to just go over the concept of thinning carrots with these little popsicle sticks. These are going to act as the carrot tops. So once they get to around 1 inch to 2 inches tall, you want to come to your garden and thin out the carrots. And the methodology is pretty simple. You just want to start with one carrot and sort of space out 1 inch between each one that you want to keep, pulling out the ones that are in between that. Carrots generally grow like 1 inch thick, so you want that inch of space in between each one so that they're not competing for space or nutrients or anything like that. So after you thin your carrots, they should look something like this.
And now let's get to the fun part. All right, so this first half of my row of carrots is gonna be the cosmic purple carrots, and the second half is gonna be my Kuroda carrots. And what's really cool is that the tops are actually purple for these, and for the Kuroda carrots, they're more of a traditional green. But let's see what we got here. Oh yeah, that's amazing. That is a beautiful looking carrot. Look at that, look at the purple on that. Look at that. And we're having really good success with these carrots. Wow, check that out. That's amazing. Oh, wow. I think that's my best carrot ever, actually. All right, well, that was super fun and satisfying to do. I think carrots are one of the most gratifying crops to grow in the garden. The proof is in the pudding, guys. If you're wondering how I did this, or my methods, or any more details, stay tuned for future videos, or hit me up in the comments if you have any questions. But we'll see you in the next video.